Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Ayesha from CxO Global Forum, a knowledge sharing platform for all the C levels across Pakistan and around the globe. Every time we have some very interesting guests with us today as well. We have Mr. Ali Zain with us, who is the CEO of Ideofuzion. I hope I pronounced it well.
Ideofuzion, yes.
Okay. So sir, how are you?
I'm good, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so sir, it's 3 p.m. in Pakistan. How was your day yet?
Well, of course, it's quite fast because it's Monday. So Mondays are usually quite catching up on the stuff that we did last week and plan our upcoming week as well. So of course, the first half is usually pretty much consumed. So looking forward to a better week forward.
Right, okay. So, sir, before we start off with this discussion, I would want you yourself to please let our audience know who basically Mr. Ali Zain is.
Okay, so for introduction, Ali Zain, I've graduated from FAST Islamabad back in 2011. उससे
Right?
पहले की भी एजुकेशन मेजरली मेरी रावलपिंडी की ही है फ्रॉम आर्यन पब्लिक स्कूल ऑर्डिनेंस रोड
All
मैट्रिक
right.
और एफएससी वहां से किया
Good to say.
देन 4 साल यूनिवर्सिटी के फ्रॉम 2007 टू 2011 2011 में पास आउट किया एंड आफ्टर पासिंग आउट I did job for 2 years at a very well-known company in Islamabad. In 2013, I started my own startup. पहले इसका नाम कुछ और था. Then in 2014, we actually made it ID Fusion. अच्छा तो I started with my best friend initially और मतलब कि we actually found some unsaturated markets
Right.
in the space of mobile development. तो उस जमाने में Windows Phone बिल्कुल नया नया launch हुआ था. The market was quite unsaturated. So we started working on our own ideas, launching products into some small market gaps,
Sahi.
or tried to gain some revenue from there for the first 2 years. And 2015 में we actually moved towards the services side because उस time मतलब कह लें कि Microsoft ने भी Windows Phone को support करना बंद कर दिया था and
बिल्कुल.
they couldn't actually cover up the pace of the smartphone industry जिस वजह से वो जा रही थी. So we actually didn't want to go into typical technologies पे मतलब सभी उस time पे काम कर रहे थे. We wanted to explore some challenging space जिसमें मतलब कह लो कि we came up with the concept of blockchain as a technology. It was actually starting
Good
up
to
at
see.
that time. Ethereum launch हुआ था 2014 में. There was a huge potential and upcoming use cases जो मतलब एक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड टेक्नोलॉजी में आए बिकॉज वैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड स्टोरेज का कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत बहुत ओल्ड कॉन्सेप्ट है बट ब्लॉकचेन
Mhm.
एक्चुअली brought us some sort of an innovation in that. So we tried to take that as a trend and made it our forte. And since 2016, we have been working in this space and exploring spaces that are extension to the blockchain technology.
Okay,
So
right.
that's some small introduction of what we have been
Okay.
through the last 11 years.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for this introduction, sir. Okay, so I would want to ask if you had, something particularly that inspired you towards this technology industry, or you started off with it on your own.
No, actually, there were a lot of, I would say, my friends and my university were the major factors that actually inspired me of doing something on our own. क्योंकि मतलब, even when we were studying as well, मतलब हमें मतलब हमारे teachers or the director of the university has also been really kind to actually guide us in a domain कि भाई we are actually here to create employments. ठीक है we have to actually create opportunities for the young lot that is coming in and make enable them to explore the global market at a scale कि हम वो scale create कर सकें and we give them opportunity to explore it with us. So
Okay.
that was the starting point. उसके बाद मतलब most of our batch fellows started their own companies as well.
Right.
And that was another big inspiration. We actually helped each other a lot, guided each other a lot. They guided me in most of the challenges that we have faced in the business cycle, as well as when I was doing the job as well. They were of great help. Family has been a great help as well. So these are majorly आप कह रहे हैं, initially तो inspiring इस चीज से होती है, but uh, we actually wanted to do something that can impact a bigger society.
Right.
ये एक major inspiration हर entrepreneur के लिए होती है कि यार we have to create something that is a value that provides a value to a certain set of customers that we actually service to.
Definitely right. So you mean to say, okay, you started off with this, and the people around you were kind, or I would say you were blessed to have them around you. They helped you a lot.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah,
Okay.
yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
People has always
So,
been the greatest motivation.
okay, right. So, sir, even though that we've discussed you were blessed to have good people around you who help you through difficult times, but yet you must have faced some challenges along this whole journey. So, what were some of the challenges that you will want to mention here, and how did you overcome them?
Of course, as any business life cycle, there are multiple challenges. सबसे पहले तो आप कह लें कि ये होता है कि when you're coming from a technical background, you don't know the whole business dynamics of running an organization. The
Definitely right.
organization is not only about the technology stuff. It has to actually be a whole body that actually supports the smooth running of operations and finances and marketing and sales. Every aspect actually is there to support the whole body. I would say.
Right.
So, matlab from coming from a technical background, those were the missing pieces that were initially the biggest challenge to face and cope up with. तो उसके लिए मतलब कह लो कि we actually had good mentors, we had good friends that were there to guide us, uh, going past those challenges as well. और बहुत कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन से भी सीखा क्योंकि इट्स नॉट दैट कि आप जो फॉर एग्जांपल चैलेंजेस फेस करें वो एग्जैक्टली किसी और ने फेस किए हों या उसके भी सिनेरियोज वही हों
Right.
कि वो ओवरकम कर सका हो ठीक है so of course everyone facing it in different times in different scenarios in different circumstances ठीक है तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं you actually learn through experiments so knowing about all these aspects of business were one of the major challenges that we have to go through in the start ठीक है शुरू में आपके पास पैसे भी नहीं होते शुरू में आपके पास टीम भी नहीं होती so everything you have to manage it from zero so
Definitely.
that was the biggest learning curve that you have to go through. फिर उसके बाद आप कह लें कि when going into technology that is blockchain, which is it was the biggest challenge to actually train yourself from the business perspective as well as the technology perspective. ठीक है?
Right.
So we as a team really worked hard upon that and tried to gather the latest trends, working upon it, making ourselves known in the market to actually provide specific niche solutions. ताकि मतलब ये है कि people get to know us and उसमें अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह we were successful. फिर उसके बाद आप कह लें कि डिफरेंट आप अब जितनी मतलब कह लें टेक्नोलॉजी नई होती है ना उसमें ट्रेंड चेंजिंग भी बहुत जल्दी जल्दी होती है ठीक है
Definitely right.
so you have to cope up with that pace as well ठीक है
Which was
so that was another big challenge कि मतलब अभी हमें हमारे पास एक तो resource shortage थी in the country मतलब when we started there were actually near to none blockchain developers in Pakistan so we had to train
right.
ourselves and train our team as well from zero ठीक है जो वेब 2 के लोग थे
Right.
उनको वेब 3 ट्रांसफॉर्म करना so that was another biggest challenge that we had to go through फिर उसके बाद कोविड वाज अनदर एरा उसमें मतलब कह लें कि that actually affected everyone nobody actually knew that how would things go how would even things
Definitely.
come together after this ठीक है so
Yes.
that was another challenging phase but alhamdulillah with the help of the team existing team they really helped us a lot in actually passing that era as well alhamdulillah and after the covid times we actually faced a pretty good growth and that in those days so ये कुछ कह लें कि दो तीन मेजर challenges हैं
Yes.
जिनसे हम लोग गुजर के फिर
Right.
यहाँ तक पहुंचे
Okay, thank you for sharing them, sir. Moving on to the next part, यहाँ पे मैं पूछना चाहूंगी कि sir, you being the CEO of a company, you have a particular skill set of, I would say, leadership. So, what do you think are the skills that are necessary to run a company, or to develop your professional journey accordingly, being the CEO of a company?
ओके तो इसमें मैं ये कहूँगा कि बेसिक ट्रेट एज अ लीडर वो ये है कि यू हैव टू एक्चुअली challenge your team members to actually bring the best out of them. ठीक है, you need to know
Okay.
that which player of the team would be the best fit in at which position to perform in a way which would be able to take the whole body forward.
Right.
तो बेसिक लीडरशिप का जो रोल है ना वो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये है कि knowing your team well is the major factor to choose the team and then enable them to
Right.
perform to the best of their potential. ठीक है
Okay. Right.
so that is the thing and I would say empathy is one of the major aspect of any leader's personality which would actually bring things closer build a good culture of the organization itself
Definitely. Right.
so that everybody is actually able to help each other grow. It's not about the only company should be growing. It should be people that are there that are part of the team should grow at the same pace and
Definitely.
have a global impact. Okay, so
Right.
that's my 2 cents on this.
Okay, thank you for sharing them, sir. Okay, so I want to ask here, what is one of your significant achievement that you would want to mention here so far? Might have been many, छोटी छोटी achievements. There are many. जिस तरह COVID के बाद you faced a lot of the good era and stuff. But that one particular, I would say, achievement that you would want to mention here.
So I would say that we have, with the help of the team, we have been able to present ourselves at a global scale and enabling the Pakistani talent to be able to present it at a global scale. I would say that has been my biggest
Definitely.
achievement on a personal level.
Okay,
So
right. Definitely it is.
that has been my vision, and I have been trying to pursue that since the start of the company.
Right. Okay. So, running a company again comes here back. How do you manage between your personal life and your professional life?
Oh, okay. So this is actually the tougher
Hard
part.
one.
Uh,
Okay.
so of course, there are a lot of challenges in that sense. You have to travel a lot. You have to actually meet a lot of people. You have to go around and uh, उसके बाद मतलब कह लो कि operational consumptions भी बहुत ज़्यादा होती हैं ऑफिस के जो हैं. So it is actually difficult. But I actually try to keep a really strict schedule for my weekends ताकि मतलब ये है कि हम मतलब इस चीज को बैलेंस आउट ना हो कभी भी. इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अ रिचार्ज कि मतलब आप मतलब इस चीज से थोड़ा सा कट ऑफ करें फॉर अ टाइम बीइंग टू एक्चुअली गिव टाइम टू योर फैमिली गिव टाइम टू योरसेल्फ इवन. That is very
Definitely.
important.
That's
So
important.
I actually initial phases mein when you are a startup and it is very difficult. You have to do everything yourself. But as you become a complete body, you have different departments. You have different people
Definitely right.
with relevant skill set that actually helps you to give time to your loved ones as well as yourself.
Definitely right. Okay. So one of the important question I would want to ask here is that being in the technology industry. So when you're in the technology industry, you know well that the technology is changing very rapidly, right? So how do you stay updated with the latest trends and technologies that are changing in the market? And how do you keep your company ahead of the market?
Okay, so this is a really good question. इसके लिए मतलब सबकी सोर्स सबसे अच्छी सोर्स is do serious reading. Do serious reading every day. Make it a routine. Read about the latest tech blogs. Read about the latest what your tech leaders have been doing. जो
Right.
आपकी आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी का जो ट्रेंड लीड कर रहे हैं. Where are
बिल्कुल.
they seeing the things going? So you need to be updated with that.
Right.
So I do that every day. That's kind of part of my routine. My 30 minutes are always for this thing to actually follow this content to see the trends, to see the industry itself, how the economy is rolling in this specific industry as well. उसके बाद आप कह लें कि your mentors and your advisors are also one of the main sources to keep yourself updated because
Definitely.
they're specifically looking into those industrial changes that are happening. Because of course आप कभी कभी आप operations में बहुत ज़्यादा consumed होते हैं या मतलब आप कोई
Definitely
एक
right.
specific organizational aspect में होता है you miss out on a few things. So you need to have a good circle around you to actually guide you about the things that are happening around. So you don't wanna miss out on any major event that is happening. उसके बाद we travel a lot. We go to major conferences around the world where we meet people. जहाँ से मतलब कह लें कि हम मतलब अपने आप को we keep uh, up with our pace, seeing the latest trend and collaborating with them. So our partners are also a major source of information, major source of industry trends that are coming up.
Okay, right. So, sir, I would want to ask here a question out of work. So, out of work, what are some of your hobbies or interests that you're passionate about?
So I love traveling. I actually travel a lot, locally भी और फिर internationally भी ताकि मतलब ये है कि
Really?
traveling teaches you a lot as well. So it's not about just the professional growth, it's a personal growth as well. When you travel, you get to learn a lot about yourself. और बहुत सारे जो soft skills हैं, those are polished in those times as well.
Definitely right.
Uh, Along with that, I'm a pretty social person, so I meet a lot of people out from work as well, with friends, sitting with friends, having time, having good time, sitting with family, taking them out. So those are the small, I would say. Reading is also one of the hobbies. So going through the news itself, uh, जो current demographies चल रही हैं, reading about
Okay.
that. So that is part of life.
Okay, right. So, sir, I would want you to please give the audience an advice that, people who are looking to build their careers in entrepreneurship or in technical side. So, a small advice for them, please.
I would say कि give yourself a deadline कि मतलब अगर कुछ भी अगर लाइफ में अचीव करना है ना so always give yourself a deadline and of course a realistic and a tough deadline in both in the same case कि
Okay.
मतलब if you want to achieve something define your target and knowing your capabilities knowing your limitations उस लिहाज से अपना टारगेट डिफाइन करें एंड उस डेडलाइन पे अपने एक्शन आइटम्स डिवाइड करके अपने आप को इवेल्युएट करें ठीक है सो दैट
Mhm.
अभी जो लोग बिल्कुल नया नया शुरू कर रहे होते हैं एट द एज ऑफ 22 23 दे हैव एम्पल टाइम टू एक्चुअली फेल so failure actually teaches you a lot. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the failures. Uh, and make that constant learning part. और अगर आप जल्दी फेल होंगे ना that would actually help you move on quickly. ठीक है learn from it and move on. मतलब you don't stay because technology specifically into technology side the trends are changing. ठीक है you don't know आज से 2 3 साल बाद whether my idea would be relevant or not. ठीक है so keeping that in mind you have to fail fast and pivot accordingly. ठीक है हो सकता है एक स्ट्रेटेजी मैंने एक साल की डिफाइन की हुई है बट उस एक साल में कुछ ऐसा एक टेक्नोलॉजी का ट्रेंड चेंज हुआ कि मतलब माय सॉल्यूशन isn't relevant anymore so I have to actually make decisions quickly ठीक है
Right.
so that is a small advice that I would give and be consistent if you have decided what where I want to achieve be consistent on that you don't lose hope in the way ठीक है and मतलब any entrepreneur, if you ask them what were their major strength, would be consistency. They
Definitely.
used to they used to wake up with the same energy every day, going to their workplace wherever they work, and they bring the best out of themselves in that specific time period that was actually given to them.
Right, definitely right. Okay. So thank you for these advices, sir. Lastly, I would want you to please share your experience with CXO Global Forum.
Oh, it has regarding the CxO thing.
Yes, being the part of the CXO.
Okay,
Global
so I
Forum.
think it's a really good platform from the networking perspective, from the perspective of connecting with the like-minded people, connecting with the audience itself. I think it's a really good platform from that say, and would actually love to support it in the coming times as well.
Right, okay. So, done with this short interaction here, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that our viewers would be able to learn from you as much as possible. And once again, thank you for pulling out time for this discussion.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity as well. And inshallah,
Pleasure, sir.
for any advices from the audience as well would are most welcome. And Ideofuzion is always on the forefront to actually provide the best place to explore yourself in this specific domain.
Right, definitely. So, thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Take
Take care.
care.
Allah Hafiz.